Good afternoon, everybody. Hopefully today's class will be as insightful and interactive as all the classes we have had so far. Today's class will revolve around Young Goodman Brown by Nathaniel Hawthorne. We're going to delve into this great short story together. Let me repeat that again. We're going to delve into this great short story together. Prior to doing so, let me refresh your minds on background information regarding this short story. Well, as I said last time, this story was published in 1835 in the 19th century. But the context of the story is the 17th century, colonial times in New England. That's the context of this story. During colonial time in New England, there were two big religious groups. One group was called the Puritans. Everybody see that? The Puritans. And the word Puritans, you see a word that you are familiar with, is pure. These people were fake Christians, fake Protestants, but they try to make people believe that they were going to heaven and everybody else was going to hell. They had nothing to do with God. They pretended to serve God, but their lives did the opposite. Their lives had nothing to do with God. They were hypocrites. You have heard about the Salem witch trial? Well, they were behind that. They were actually, in fact, one of the judges in the Salem witch trial was the grandfather of great-great-grandfather of Nathaniel Hawthorne. And these people who called themselves Christian, which people who thought they were going to heaven, but everybody else was going to hell, they were doing so many evil things. In fact, Nathaniel Hawthorne wanted to write this story, Young Goodman Brown, to convey the hypocrisy of these people, including the hypocrisy of his father was a Puritan, his grandfather, and the father before that. So he decided to, besides writing the story, to expose the hypocrisy of the Puritan. It is something dramatic. He decided to change, to add a letter to his last name as a way to dissociate himself from these people. As you can see here, he was born with that last name, no W. Do you see any W here? No W. And then what do you see here? What do you see here? There was a W. There was a W in his name. He added a W to separate himself, to dissociate himself from his ancestors, from his father, from his grandfather, from the father before that, from the father of his grandfather. He wanted to dissociate himself. So he added a W in his last name. We have something very important also, that in New England, as I said, the Puritans, okay, the Puritans, they were in control of everything. They were in control of everything. They were governors, they were mayors, they were the one with big businesses, and But there was also in New England a minority religious group. The minority religious group was called the Quakers. You have heard about the Quakers, everybody? Was called the Quakers. They were a minority, but guess what? The so-called pure people who thought they were holier than thou, mistreated. Let me read that again. Mistreated the Quakers. They mistreated the Quakers. Everybody, the Quakers, a small religious group. So yeah, they mistreated the Quakers. They were bad people. They talked the talk, but they didn't walk the walk. They were saying they were going to heaven, but guess what? Their lives had nothing to do with God. Most of them, they were just hypocrite. So Nathaniel Hawthorne, Hawthorne wanted to write the story we're going to read together as a class, Young Goodman Brown, to expose the hypocrisy of the Puritans who used to live in New England in the 17th century. And speaking of the 17th century, I must tell you that as you go through the story, you will encounter expressions that we don't use anymore. People in the United States today don't speak the same way these people used to. But going, Nathaniel Hawthorne wanted the story to be good, to comply with the way people should, and to speak at during colonial time. I say 17th century, that in 16 something, Nathaniel Hawthorne, was born in the 19th century. That's 1835. The United States became independent from England in the 17th century. United States became independent in 1776. So the story took place before that. The story takes place in the 17th century and the Puritan New England. Okay, when I say New England, you know what I mean by that. You know all the state that comprises New England. Okay, you have Connecticut, you have Maine, you have Massachusetts, you have New Hampshire, you have Rhode Island, and Vermont. Okay, so when to call New England, everybody, repeat that again. New England. I know many of you are born in New England. You don't even know what I'm telling you now. Okay, let me repeat again. Connecticut, Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Vermont are members of New England. So in this part of the United States, there were many Puritans, people who thought they were going to heaven. Everybody else, including the Quakers, were going to hell, but they were fake. They were fake. And as you go to the story, think about people today. Think about the same religious hypocrisy. Same religious hypocrisy. So that you will never judge the book by its cover. So many people pretend to be Christians, but what they do has nothing to do with love, has nothing to do with Christianity. Let me put that again. You have heard about the Salem trial, the Salem witch trial. The organizers, all these people were part of the Salem witch trial, were Puritans. They were killing innocent people. Some of them were neighbors they didn't like. They accused them of being witches. And these people had to be killed innocently. That's this story is a deep story that and that trouble what these people did. When I say these people, that included ancestors of Nathaniel, that troubled him. He wanted to add the story to expose them. And if you read the story really well, the story also exposes living Christians. People, so many people call themselves Christians today. This story exposes their hypocrisy as well, if you think about it deeply. Okay, so I provided some background information about the story. Now we're going to get our teeth into the story. We're going to go paragraph by paragraph. So the idea will be for you to read every paragraph and at the end of every paragraph, and together, okay, we will see what's inside of it. We'll analyze, we'll comment on the paragraph. So I'm going to ask someone to volunteer to hear, or people can take turn if they want. But if nobody decide to volunteer, so the story will be on the screen. I will just highlight it. I will say, read the story with your eyes, and then I will, that will be boring, but that's the way it will go. And we'll discuss as a class. I'll ask you, what do you see in the story? And you're able to tell me what you see. You can have some comments on, every paragraph, okay? So does one of you, does someone want to read for me some of the paragraph of the story? Does someone want to read for me the first paragraph, and then other paragraph? When that person is tired, that person can stop and ask somebody else to continue. Do I have a volunteer to read the story? No volunteer today? Hello? No volunteer to read Goodman Brown? Okay. If you change your mind, just tell me. I will read it, and I will let you read. But for now, let's put the first paragraph of the story in the screen. Let's start with the title. Young Goodman Brown. The name is very revealing, eh? The last name of the protagonist of the story is Brown. He's from the Brown family. Everybody get that? He's young, okay? He's young. He's young. You don't know his age specifically, but there are clues in the story that tell you he's young. The name tells you everything. He's young. Goodman. Well, I guess my take on that. Remember, this young man is a Puritan. Puritan, they profess to be good. They tell people they're good people. Actually, they're not, many of them. So that doesn't surprise me to see his middle name is a Goodman. Okay, he's a Puritan. Someone would think that he has no evil in himself. But we think that he's on the right side of the good side of humanity. He's a good person, and he's going to heaven. Everybody else, including members of the Quakers, the minority religious group, were going to heaven. But as you know now, they were fake. Hey, let me arrange. They were fake. They talk the talk, but they didn't walk the walk. Let's look at the first paragraph. What do you see? This young man leave his house at what time? At sunset. At sunset. Okay, where does the story take place? Salem village. His house in a Salem village. Okay, he says his wife goodbye. He's going on a journey. Now, when you see something like that, you ask questions. You ask a question, where is he going? Where is this guy going? He's going on a journey. Why going on a journey so late? That's why you have to engage the text. Does that make sense? And you know his wife's name. What is his wife's name? Faith. What does that tell you? If his wife's name is Faith, she's a Puritan as well. What does that indicate? Who can answer that question? His wife's name is very revealing. Remember when we were reading the A&P, you saw Queenie with capital Q. That tells you she's the queen. She's the leader of the three girls. Okay, she leads the other two girls. So when you see young Goodman Brown's wife name is Faith, what does that tell you? What does that reveal? Hello, guys, ladies and gentlemen, what does that reveal? What does that reveal? What does that reveal? Her last name is, her first name is Faith. What does that mean? So that means that everybody believes that woman is a woman of God. That woman has deep faith in God. That woman is going to heaven. That woman is pure. You know? But is it true? Remember, the story we want to expose the hypocrisy of the Puritan. You may start guessing, maybe she is not that connected to God, but you don't know that now. You have to read the story to get the rest. And what do you see? She's wearing what? She's wearing what? She's wearing pink ribbons. What does that pink? What do that symbolize? Do pink ribbons symbolize purity? Do pink ribbons symbolize innocence? You have to read the story to get more details to be able to say that for sure. And she's wearing the pink ribbons. Where? A cap, a cap, a cap. Okay, so we know a lot of things. The guy is living his home on a journey, but you don't know what the journey is about. But the fact that the journey has to take place in the evening make you suspect that the journey it makes you think that the journey may be about something not too good. Okay, now you see his wife is talking to him after he tells his wife he's going on that journey. Because what his wife is telling him, dear was hot. Today, people don't say that. In the past, husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriends, they used to use that expression a lot. What do people use today? What do people use today? What do people use today? You know, how would you translate that today? People don't use dear was hot. What do they say? They say sweetheart, honey, you know? He's saying to her husband, honey, okay, please, that's an expression, but please put off your journey until sunrise. Don't go where you want to go now. Wait until the sun rises. Wait until early morning to go on your journey. Please sleep in your own bed tonight. Everybody see that? I'm troubled. I'm afraid. Don't leave me by myself, husband. There are many nights, many other nights in the year. You see that? Use one of them to go on your journey. But this very night, I want you to spend it by my side. How sweet is that? So what do you think of her, of that character in the story? You know her name, Faith. And based on what you have seen so far, you may have already formed an impression of the protagonist of the story. If I ask you to tell me what you think of him, how does he come across? How does he come across? But you know, you can say something now, but whatever you say will be refined later, will be perfected later, because we get to know more about him. That will be perfected, your impression of him, and your impression of her will be perfected as well, in a good way or bad way, because we know more about her. But now I think we have enough to have some type of impression of both of the wife, and some type of impression of the protagonist of the story. I mean, her husband, the young Goodman Brown. Okay, so you see that. Look at young Goodman Brown's response. Everybody, look at young Goodman Brown's response. His wife saying, "Don't go on your journey now. Wait until the morning." Look at his response. My love and my faith. My love. Well, that's, well, since he loved her to death. Is that true? We don't know. And my faith, that's very important. According to my faith, that can mean two different things. But the interpretation of that, you can, based on that, you can see the young man's faith is grounded in that woman's faith. That the young man think his wife is the real deal. His wife is a blessed angel on earth. This woman is pure. There is nobody like her. That woman is really a woman of God. But is that true? You have to destroy it with that. So he said, my love and my faith. Look at what he's saying. They are organized. You cannot take this and change it. They are organized in the year. They will all be spent with you. But my journey, you see that, everybody? My journey must take place. That means between now and sunrise. I have to be on that journey between now and sunrise. Oh my goodness, why? I mean, you can feel in the air that this guy is up to something not too good. You know, that journey, why it has to take place in the dark, you know? You remember then there was no electricity. Okay, electricity hadn't been invented yet, you know? So the guy he said, look at the journey must, pay attention to that, must. That means he cannot change his mind. He has to go on the journey. But you as the reader, you have to ask yourself, why? And he said to his wife, my sweet, pretty wife. My sweet, pretty wife. We have only been married for how many years? It's a newlywed. We have only been married for only 3 months. And you already have doubts about me? You don't trust me? Oh my goodness. You don't trust me? He's making his wife feel guilty now. Everybody get that? Is that going to work? It seems that's going to work. But that's not right. After that, his wife says to him, God bless you. God bless you. Go on your journey. God will take care of me. That's what that means. Go on your journey. I'll be fine. God will take care of you. And to that, young Goodman responds. What does he say? Amen. What does amen means? Everybody, you go to church. How many of you go to church? What does amen means? When do they use amen in church? What does that mean, amen? Hello? What does amen means? You don't know what amen means? Well, he agrees with his wife. He said, great. Okay? He agrees with what his wife said. And then he adds, he says to his wife, say your prayers, dear faith, and go to bed at dusk when it's really dark, and nothing bad will happen to you. Well, I'm going to pause the recording, and I'll be right back. Resume recording. Yeah. So we are right here. He says to his wife, say your prayers and go to bed. Okay, when it's after dark, nothing bad will happen to you. God will take care of you. That's exactly what he's saying. Everybody see that right there? Now you know. So if I had to does he come across as a loving husband or not? You should be able to answer that question. Look at next line. So after this, they part ways. That means the guy is on his journey. Everybody see that? He's on his journey, and then his wife keep looking, think, um, thinking that he may change his mind. Does that make sense? But his wife is looking with a sad face, despite wearing pink ribbons. Okay, his wife is wearing. You see, the pink ribbons are repeated throughout the story. Think about what pink ribbons may symbolize. And as he's walking towards the journey, he started thinking. He started thinking. He says, "Oh, little faith." I mean, he's kind of sorry for his wife, but that's in his mind. See, I'm a bad person doing that. I'm leaving her behind. But look at what he said. He said, "I will never do that again. I will never do that again to her. I will spend all the remaining nights of my life with her." And look at what she called her. He called her. He calls her a blessed angel on earth. So what does that mean? His wife is the big deal. His wife, there was no doubt about that. This woman is a woman of God, is a blessed angel on earth. Okay? And he said, after this very night, I will cling to her skirt and follow her to heaven. Let me repeat that again. After this night, I will cling to her skirt and follow her to heaven. So you can see this line and use it to prove that this man really believed that his wife is a woman of God. There is no doubt that she's going to heaven. Is that true? Well, we have to read the story 100% to answer this question. And then look at the next paragraph. Okay, so CG says he's not going to that again. He's feel at peace. Okay, keep working as fast as he can. Everybody, where does he find himself? He found himself in a very scary world in the middle of a forest. Ever see that? Dark place with huge, gigantic, scary trees. Everybody get that? So he's in a forest. So what does forest symbolize in literature? Look it up. What does forest symbolize? Okay, in the middle of does that symbolize dark forest, the dark side of your mind? You don't know, so you have to look it up. Okay, and as he's working as fast as he can, but he started thinking. Look at what he said. Maybe there is a bad Native American, a bad Indian hiding behind the trees. Maybe behind one of the trees to do harm to me. He becomes afraid of Indians, okay, hiding behind trees to do harm to him. But he's afraid. He added something. You know what he said? Who knows? Maybe Satan, maybe the devil himself is at my very elbow. But now you can start thinking, oh my gosh, maybe this guy is in a journey in the forest for an encounter with the devil. Okay, that's the first clue we got. Maybe he's in the forest. He had a rendezvous, an appointment with the devil. Actually, this line that you see here in literature, they call it foreshadowing. What did I say? Foreshadowing. So basically what happened, this line forecasts what's going to happen next. Okay, we call that foreshadowing. Okay, shadow. Wait, right here. See that? You see the word?
Foreshadow.
Aha. Look at look at the meaning of that. And it's foreshadowing. You have to pay attention. Sometimes you can see something that predict, that forecast what's going to happen, that indicate what it's to be a warning or indication of a future event, of something that's going. That's a foreshadow. Yeah, that's how that's exactly what I was telling you. That's what it is. So that forecast something. Look at the next line. The reason why I call it foreshadow is that foreshadow something. That's an example of foreshadowing. Look at the next line. Look at the next line. He looked back. Everybody get that? After saying maybe the devil is what is at my shoulder, at elbow. Look at him. What did he find? What did he saw? What did he see? He sees the figure of a man. The figure of a man in decent attire. That's the devil. No, the devil doesn't show up with horns. If the devil show up with horns, everybody will be afraid of the devil. The devil is very deceiving. Does that make sense? The devil sometimes disguises himself as angel of light. This is the devil in decent attire. There's the devil. Now you got further evidence that the guy is in a journey to meet with the devil. So what happened after that? Everybody see what happened now? The devil is talking to him. The devil say, Goodman, Goodman, you late. The devil is mad. He's late. The protagonist is late. Everybody see that? The devil said, well, the clock of the OSAF was striking in Boston a long time ago, 15 minutes ago. You late. Where were you? Look at his response. He's blaming his wife. Everybody see that? Right here. Young man say, faith kept me back a while. Remember, faith tried to convince him not to go into the journey. So he's blaming his wife for his late arrival. Everybody get that? Okay, what happened? He become afraid. Look at in his voice. When he's saying that with tremor. Okay, tremor. What does the word tremor mean? If not everybody knows it, I know what you know. The word tremor, you know what it is? What does it mean? He's saying that, what does the word tremor means? Okay, what does it mean, people? Hello? What does it mean? When he say he's saying that shakingly, okay? Shakingly, you know, you see, that's a tremor, but the tremor can mean also like a small earthquake, but in situation, he's so afraid. He's so afraid to see the devil. He had a rendezvous with the devil, but when he sees the devil, he becomes scared. Everybody get that? You can see he's scared. Okay. You can see that. You can see his nervousness in his voice. Okay, he's afraid. Okay, but you see, he expects to see the devil. That's what the text tells you. The encounter is not an accident. He is in the forest to meet with the devil. That's what the text tells you. You know, he's trembling, he's afraid, though not wholly, not unexpected, because he knows that he's in the forest to meet with the devil. There is so now you can start seeing the hypocrisy. How come a guy who's saying that he's a Puritan, he's a man of God, is in the forest to meet with the devil? That's absolute hypocrisy. Everybody see that? So he's in the forest to meet the devil. Now you have to ask what for. Before we get into the story, let me tell you what happened. Well, he's in the forest because tonight, this very night, is going to be baptized to become one of the devils, which will become a servant of the devil. Yes, he's going to be initiated. The same way sometimes people go to full-fledged universities, they get some type of initiation going on for those for the students to become part of sororities or fraternities, So he's in the forest to dance with the devil, to be baptized, to become a member, to become one of the disciples of the devils. Okay, that's what it is about. Everybody see that? And they keep working together. Everybody see that? They keep working together. This young man, okay, and the devil, they keep working together. Actually, look at the text. Oh, look at this line, everybody. They bear considerable resemblance. So they look alike almost, okay? An expression, they look alike. What does that mean? What does that tell you? Well, if we have to interpret that, some of the time, sometimes we think we're good, everybody else is bad. There is there is nothing bad in us. I think that's false. All of us has the devil side in us. That means all of us has the bad side in us, not just the good side, not just the good angel side. All of us has the bad side in us. Isn't that true? Actually, someone said that some time ago. All of us, including myself, including yourself, all of us have the beast and the angel in us. Let me try that again, the good and the bad. All of us have, nobody is 100% pure. Nobody is 100% good. Nobody is 100% bad. All of us has the angel and the beast in us. Which one of them wins? Which one of them prevails? Is up to us. Is the one that we want to win. Is the one that we cultivate. But we were born, we were raised with the good and the bad. It's up to us to make the good win over the bad. So that's another way to tell you, this guy who thought he was pure, like a Puritan, no bad in him, he has the devil side. That's when, so he bear a considerable resemblance with the devil. That's kind of like, it's allegorical right here. Okay, allegorical here. So that's very important to see that. Actually, they look so alike. So it's not far-fetched to think they are father and son. Okay, this guy is not that pure. This guy has the bad side in him as well. The devil side, the devilish side in him. That's in interpretation of what you see now. Okay, what else do you see here? They keep working, they keep working, they keep working, they keep working. The devil has a staff. You know what a staff means? A cane. You know that? A cane that look like a great black snake. Everybody? Some of you had the chance to study the Bible when you were little. How many of you were raised in a Catholic church or a Protestant church? Did you have a chance to study the story in the Bible about Adam and Eve? Yes or no? Remember that? The Adam and Eve were deceived by a snake. Remember that? By a snake. They end up eating something that God asked them not to eat. So the snake convinced them to do so. Okay, so that's an allusion to the story of the Bible. So young man Brown, who knows the Bible very well, young man Brown reminds of that story. Okay, so what's going to happen now? You can see right there the two main characters in the story. One is the protagonist of the story, young Goodman Brown. The antagonist, let me repeat that again. The antagonist is the devil. So we're going to see a battle in the story. We're going to see a fight between young man Brown and the devil. The devil wants young man Brown to do what is in the forest to do, to become one of his servants. So the devil is going to use several strategies to make that happen. But young man Brown, somebody who knows a lot about God, is changing his mind. He doesn't want to do that anymore. He wants to go back home. He wants to go back to Salem village. He doesn't want to become a servant anymore. But the devil is not going to give up. He's going to keep trying. He's going to keep trying. Okay? So if something doesn't work, he's going to try something else. That's what's going to happen. So young man Brown recognize this. He knows something bad here. The devil tried to control him. The devil asked him to. The devil was saying to him, "You're walking too slowly." The devil tried to deceive him. The devil said, "You're walking too slowly. Look at him. Come, Goodman Brown." The devil was saying to him, "You're walking too slowly. Please take my cane, my staff. Okay? If you want to go faster." The devil tried to, but young man Brown recognizes that's a trap. If you take the staff, the devil may have control of his mind and everything. The devil will win. He will get converted to the devil's side tonight. He changes his mind. Look at what he said. What I say change his mind? He said to the devil friend. He called the devil friend. That's strange. And he said to the devil, "Okay, I've kept my words to be with you in the forest. But now is my firm decision to return to Salem village. I'm not going to the altar tonight. I'm not going to be baptized. I'm not going to become one of your servants. I have doubt. I have scruples. I that doesn't sound right to me. I'm not going to do it anymore." Okay? But the devil is not going to give up. Everybody, you can see the fight. The devil is not going to give up. The devil saying to him, "Oh, let's walk a little bit." You see that? If I don't convince you, you will go back, you will return back to Salem village. Let's walk a little bit further in the forest. You see that? Everybody, is that clear? And one young man, innocent, it takes some other steps, but at some point he said to the devil, too far, I'm not going to take another step. It's my firm decision to return to Salem. Everybody get that? He's giving a reason. What the reason is giving the devil? My father never went in the woods on such a journey, nor is the father before him, my grandfather either. We have been a race of honest men and good Christians since the days of the martyrs. I don't want to be the first of the Brown family to dance with the devil. You see what they say to the devil? He said, I cannot do it. I'm torn. That's terrible. I'm feeling bad inside. I was raised a Christian. My father was a Christian. My grandfather was a Christian. The grandfather of my grandfather was I don't want to be the first all these people are Puritan. I don't want to be the first one in my family to become a servant of the devil. I cannot do this. Everybody see that so far? Now, look at the devil's response, everybody. The devil is not going to give up. Look at the devil's response. The devil said, look at the devil's response. The devil said, well, young woman one. All these people you just mentioned, remember? This way wanted to expose the hypocrisy of the Puritan. Say, all these people you just mentioned, your father, your grandfather, your grandfather. Guess what? These people are your religious heroes. Okay? But I must tell you, they were hypocrites. I know them very well. In fact, I helped your grandfather do something terrible. I helped your grandfather beat up a Quaker woman. Remember? Quaker, the religious group that used to be in New England, the minority religious group. Well, in the street of Salem so badly. And that woman didn't do anything to him, really. He wanted to use his power. He beat her in the street of Salem village. So he was your grandfather was my disciple, was one of my servants. So I use him to do what he did. Okay, but what about your father? He was another big hypocrite as well. Look at what he did. He set an Indian village on fire for nothing. Everybody get that? Your father did that. I caused him to do that. Okay? So now, I know these people very well. They were Christian during daytime. What happened? At night, they were my disciples. So they were just hypocrite. Oh my goodness. When you see something like that, you say to yourself, well, it seems that the devil is going to win. These people were these young men, heroes, did what they do. Maybe this young man is going to do the same thing. But you have to keep going to see whether that's going to work. You're going to see the young man response. You're going to see the young man response. He's saying to the devil, you're lying. Everybody see that? You're lying. If what you're saying was true, they would have told me. They never told me about this. They never talk about it. And also, he has a better reason. He said these people were Puritans, men and women of God. Okay? He said they would have kicked them out of New England. Were controlled by the Puritans. They would have kicked them out of the New England for such bad deeds, for such evil acts. Everybody get that? Oh, he said, you lying to me. I don't believe you. Okay, those people cannot defend themselves. That's why you're saying they did what you said they did, but that's not true at all. That's impossible. Everybody get that? But the devil is not going to give up. Remember, you see the fight between the antagonist and the protagonist and antagonist young man one, who doesn't want to, is changing his mind. He doesn't want to become a servant of the devil anymore. And then the devil wants him to do what is in the forest to do. Okay? So the devil going through his trick, his strategies to try to convince him. Look at next time. He said, the devil is saying, okay. So your grandfather is not with us anymore. Your father is not with us. These people are dead. Well, I know there are other people who are still alive. They are your heroes too. You trust them. Well, let me tell you, deacons in your church, they are also members. They are my members. They are my disciples as well. Your pastor, the governor, all these people, all these people, all these people you admire, all these people are people of God. Well, before long, you're going to see them. You're going to see them in the forest. We're going to see them in the forest, going to a ceremony. You're going to see them. Wow. You're going to say, oh my gosh, that's going to crack this young man's faith. This young man is going to, become a servant of the devil. So, but you have to keep reading to see what's exactly going to happen. So let's go back to where I was. Okay. You see the governor, even your own pastors, your own pastors. Guess what? Your own pastors, they are my servants. They are my servants. They're just hypocrites. During the day, they make people believe they are people of God, but during the night, they are here in communion with me. Everybody hear that? They are here to dance with me. They are here to worship me. Does that make sense? These are just hypocrites. Look at your response. Look at your let me tell you something. I don't care about these people, okay? These people you just mentioned, the governor, but I know one person that will never worship you. I know my pastor or my rabbi is such a man of God. When he preaches on Sabbath day, okay? I tremble. I marvel. This person I know for sure is a man of God. I don't know about the governor, but I know this person is a man. But guess what? Before you know it, you're going to see this very pastor, this rabbi on his way to the ceremony. He's a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite. Everybody, that's what I do. It's a difficult text. It was written in Old English, but I'm making you understand it in a very an effective way. Okay? And the devil said, okay, devil laughed. The devil said, let's keep walking. And even more. And he's saying also, I have another person. I believe that's a real woman of God, my wife, Faith. But guess what? You don't know that she's a hypocrite too, everybody. Let me tell you that. She's a hypocrite too. She's young woman one, later on in the story, is going to see her on her way to the ceremony as well. Okay? Remember, at the earlier, it was saying about his wife. His wife is a blessed angel on earth. It will cling to a skirt to go to heaven. She's a hypocrite as well. Everybody get that? Young woman one didn't know. Yes, she's a hypocrite at all. And guess what? Before long, she's going to see his minister. Look at him. His minister that, on the in the forest, walking to the ceremony. The minister is working with one of the deacon Gooking. They are going, yes. So, okay, they are going. That what else is going to see? He's going to see this woman, Goody Cross. That's a woman who taught him everything about God. Remember when we go to church sometimes, Sabbath school or Sunday school, there are people who teach you about God when you're young. So that woman is one of the instructors, the Bible teachers. Everybody, that woman is it's so well known. Everybody thinks she's an angel on earth. That woman, in the mind, is going to heaven. Actually, she's a hypocrite. She's going to the ceremony as well. Young woman Brown is going to meet her on her way to the ceremony. Everybody, When was there? And see what happened after that. They keep walking. I'm going to go as fast as I can. I want to get done with the story today. As I can. They keep walking. They keep walking. Um, uh, um, he saw this woman and young woman born. But the devil think, well, if young woman born see this woman going to the ceremony, young woman born will say, yeah, why not me? I'm going to, you see that woman? That woman, it taught young woman born everything about God. Taught him catechism. That's the word. If you're a Catholic, you know what that word means. But she's a hypocrite. She's on her way to the ceremony. But young woman born is not going to let the presence of that woman convince him to become a servant of the devil. And he was like, okay, I thought you're going to say lie. And he was saying, I thought that woman was going to heaven. And now I know she's a hypocrite. She's going to hell. But the devil, you're wasting your time. I'm not going to become, but the devil is not going to give up. So let me go in to see what happened. After seeing all these people, and then and you see that woman is going, then we say, okay, that woman is going to hell. Okay, but isn't that hypocrite from young woman one too? What is he doing there? So now he's seeing the pastor is evil, he's seeing the governor is evil, he's seeing the deacon is evil. But what about him? He's evil too. He's not supposed to be there. Everybody understand that? He's not 100% good either. None of us is 100% good. Everybody get that? That's why we have to think before we judge other people. All of us as the beast. That's one of the things the soul wanted to show us as all, as the beast and the angel on us. None of us is 100% good. None of us is 100% bad. Okay? So let's keep going. And then look at what he says. Look at what he says, people. When you see that woman in the forest, he said, look at the powerful statement. He said, with heaven above and faith his wife below, the devil, I will yet stand firm against the devil. You see, he said, I am not good. You see the battle going on? The devil has not won yet. You see that? He said, I am not going to become your servant. Everybody see that? Look at this line. With heaven above and faith below. He said, I have my wife. I know she's a weak Christian. She's going to heaven. In fact, he said that he will cling to a skirt to go to heaven. And I know God is above. That's enough for me to stand firm. Everybody see that? But as the story ends, let's see what's going to happen. He sees, what does he see? He sees pink ribbons falling from a tree. Everybody get that? And he recognizes that pink ribbon, that's a lot before, that pink ribbon belonged to his wife. Oh my goodness. He realizes that his wife is also on the evil side. Everybody get that? Young woman Brown say, faith! You could not ask his wife. Shouted with a lot of sadness. She said, faith, faith, faith. Okay? For the sadness, you realize, he said, he's saying at some point, his faith is gone. Look at him. My faith is gone. That's been two things. His wife is gone, and the faith in God and other people's as being good, that's gone. And he said, look at what is the next line. There is no good on us. Sin is but a name. Come the devil, for to you is this world given. So when you see this time, probably say, oh my God, this guy is done. This guy is going to become a servant of the devil. That's too much. That's too much. This line tell you that this guy is going, but hey, that can be deceiving. There can be a twist at the end. Okay, good stories have that. So you have to keep reading in order to see that. So what's going to happen now? You're going to see at the end. Now we know what's going to happen. There are two people, not just one person, that's going to be baptized tonight. Two people that's going to become servant of the devil. One is this young man, young Goodman Brown, and the other one is his wife, Faith. They walk, the devil calling them, they're walking. The devil says, look at him, bring forth the converts. What the converts? Young Goodman Brown and his wife. His wife's name is Faith. And everybody else, the pastors, the old woman, Woody Klaus, deacons, the governors, all these fake Puritans, they clapping their hands for them. The devil asked these young people to come to the altar, calling them my children. You see that? And you see what's going to happen, everybody. Look at the twist of the story. Look at the twist of the story. You see, it's a difficult story to understand, but I made you understand it very well. Look at what happened at the last minute. You're gonna see the tweet. Everybody at the last minute. At the last minute, they are in front of the altar. Everybody get that? They're going to become a servant of the devil. But out of nowhere, everybody get that? This young man, this young newlywed, shout, Faith, Faith, that's his wife's name. Look up to heaven and raises the devil, the wicked one. You see? So what does that tell you? He decides not to become a servant of the devil, but his wife. His wife doesn't change her mind. Everybody, let me read that again. You see that? Faith, Faith, he cries. Look up to heaven, look up to God, and raises the wicked one. That's the devil. And the text tells you what happened. Look at the line. But we can assume Faith didn't. The rest, the text tells you. Let me show you something. The text tells you. Whether Faith obey, you know not. But we can realize Faith becomes a servant of the devil. Okay, but the next morning, where he found himself in Salem village. Remember one, he found himself in Salem village. Okay, where he came from, and then on this street in the early morning, young man one see the old deacon that was in the forest. Everybody get out, trying to walk around, blessing people. Okay, he look at him with a dirty face. What a hypocrite! He sees his pastor, rabbi. He look at them with a very sour face as well. So these people are just hypocrite. Oh my goodness, they just fake. But he's fake too, young man Brown. He was not supposed to be in the forest. Okay, and then you see this woman. Remember the woman, this old woman, who taught him everything about God. We call that a catechism in Catholic. I used to be Catholic when I was little. With a little girl. What does he do? He snatches the little girl away from her. He say, you don't want to mess up with her the same way you mess up with me, hypocrite. Everybody get that? And then he turned the corner. Okay? He sees his wife still wearing the pink ribbons, coming to her with joy, trying to embrace him, to kiss him. he doesn't take the kiss. He doesn't take the kiss. He's mad at his wife as well. He realizes his wife is a hypocrite. His wife is a hypocrite. When one become really, really sad, look at the rest of his life. Everybody get that? Now, the question is, had Goodman Brown fallen asleep in the forest and only dream a wild dream of it doesn't matter. This guy, life changes forever. Look at what happened. This guy become very, very, very sad, very sad. He hate these people action. He doesn't want to have anything to do. It doesn't have anything to do with them at all. Doesn't want to go to church anymore. He start thinking really that evil is all on us. It's all on us. It's all in us. You know, when he sees sometimes passing by, see the minister speaking with you know, a lot of eloquence, just hypocrite. And then the text tell you, look at what happened. Young man born, look at the last part of the forest. Young man born end up having a very sad life. Okay? Say he doesn't divorce his wife. He says his wife, then they're having more children and grandchildren. And guess what? Okay, he end up at some point leaving this earth. He dies, yeah. But look at, he has no connection with everybody else. He's almost like an outcast. They carve no hopeful verse upon his tombstone. For his dying hour was gloom. That changes his life, the trajectory of his life. He become a very sad man. He was innocent. For him to think these people, including himself, were really good, were all good. That's not true at all. That's a lesson for all of us. We have the good and the evil in us. We have the angel and the beast in us. The one that triumphs is the one that we cultivate. So from now on, we will never judge a book by its cover. From now on, you'll be skeptical when people with Bible in their hands pretended to serve God. Some of them, yeah, some of them are good Christians, of course. But you have, the Bible says, you recognize a fruit by its tree. You have to have evidence. Don't just trust their words. You know what I mean? Isn't that true? Isn't this story very relevant today? So many fake Christians out there. They call themselves Christians, but look at all the bad things they're doing. They don't care about other people. They care about themselves, people in their own families. If they were Christians, they will act differently. So it's a great text. I think I explained very well. But to get more information about the text, what I advise you to do is to delve into these two links. If you go here, if you go to youtube.com, that's what I wanted to do, to understand the story even more deeply. I think I gave you the essence of it. Okay, you go here, you go to YouTube. You're gonna be on YouTube. 1 second.
Maura Healy learned about service from her mom and teamwork on the court. Values she took to courtroom as the people's lawyer. As governor, she'll cut taxes, make Massachusetts more affordable, improve education.
Understanding young women born, right here. You're going to get a chance right here, this one. That's the text. You go here, you click on it, you're going to watch the scene 1, scene 2, etc., etc. So this series of video by that woman will help you understand the story even more deeply. There is another one I think that will also help you, and that one I will forward it to you. Yes, I will forward it to you. But this one, I think if I click on this, I can lead to that other one. But don't worry, I will actually I can send you an announcement with the two videos that I want you to watch to add a deeper understanding of the survey. Now that's all for today, everybody. I'm going to save the recording and make it available to you. Okay,